This podcast is certified fresh. Freshmediaworks.com.
Hey everybody, welcome back to The Marketing Drive. I'm Chris Daly. You know this is the show where I spend my commute time to talk about one actionable marketing idea, one tip, one trick, one tidbit. Today, I'm going to talk about something very important when it comes to your meetings, and that is taking notes. Yes. Again, I'm preaching stuff that I know is important to me. And the more I do these things, the better my outcome has become. And again, if it's an in-person meeting, bring a notepad. But more often than not, we have more digital meetings, right? So you need to be taking notes. So let's start with those digital meetings and how to take good notes. Just a couple years ago, it was difficult to take good notes in digital meetings. One, because you have this conversation going on, just like real life. You're having a conversation with somebody, you're trying to make eye contact, you're trying to keep engaged, and you keep moving and looking down and grabbing your notepad and making notes, and it kind of breaks things up. But with the advent of AI, now there is a plethora of great note-taking software. I know people who use Fireflies, people who use Descript, you name it. I have tried every one out there. I've tried probably 50 different meeting note takers, whether I'm in Zoom or Google Meet or wherever. You know, Alignable has a great Smart Connect thing. But what I found most useful is Fathom. Just note takers in general, though. Why? Let's break down what's important about them. One, it captures key points. The AI ones are brilliant at compiling the key takeaways from the meeting. It keeps you better organized. It just makes you much more effective. At least with me, this is a big one for me. It enhances my accountability. So I will have a to-do list when I'm done. Here are the things in that conversation that I promised. Here are the things that were promised to me. And it makes it simple to follow up. And if you paid attention to the last show, you've already set up a follow-up meeting. So why do I love Fathom? Well, number one, the automatic transcription, right? It transcribes your meeting in real time. You don't miss a single word. Perfect. Especially if your subject is detailed. You know, if you're just shooting the bull, you don't need every word. But let's say you're talking about some really technical subject, then you will need that. It also does a great job of highlighting the key moments, the key takeaways. And this is my favorite part. It tracks those actionable items and it says who promised what. And I love how integrated it is. You know, when I start a Zoom meeting, it automatically starts. When I start a Google Meet, it automatically starts. I don't have to make any changes. It's part of my system. And I tell you what, I've got, I can put a link here in the show notes or wherever we posted this. I can put a link to Fathom. I cannot recommend this one enough. And no, they're not paying me. But at the end of the day, effective note-taking in a meeting is a game changer. At least if you're like me. Because I have ideas that just fly in and out super fast during a meeting, and I speak almost as fast. And, you know, you get a good meeting going and you get excited and people are talking and throwing things out. And my memory is not that great. I shouldn't say that. My memory is excellent at some things, but when I'm throwing out 50 things in one meeting, that's tough for me. That's tough. I am not a trained memory master, although I have some friends who are exceptional at it, and they swear that you should be training your memory. But I have not had time to do that. So note-taking is a lifesaver for me. At the end of the day, like I said before, even if you're old school and you need to take a pen and paper with you, do the same thing. Make your notes. Be prepared ahead of time, though, when you're doing that. I always like to put the name of the person I'm meeting, the time and location of where I'm meeting, and the subject already on the page before we start the meeting so that I can later find it, because I am one of these that loves taking notes, writing little scraps of paper, and I have stacks and stacks and stacks of them. So that has been a lifesaver, being able to quickly look at a note and see, oh, that was my meeting with Joe at this location. And do the same thing that the automatic note takers do. Or, here's something else I've done when I'm meeting in person. I've asked them, do you mind if I record this? And I will turn on my voice recorder in my phone, record the whole conversation, then go home, upload that to AI, and let it do all the work for me. Work smarter, not harder, right? All right, until next time, make sure during your meetings you are capturing notes. It is so important. And keep it real.
You've been listening to The Marketing Drive with Chris Daly. To learn more about how Chris can help your company get more customers, call 713-269-4620 or visit us on the web at freshmediaworks.com.